Oh, good morning, good morning. Hang tight for just 1 sec. We're gonna make sure everyone jumps on here. Get my mat laid out. Morning, guys. 1 second, I'm just gonna go grab a couple weights. And oh, I love it when the videos are on. Hey, Stacy. Mike, what's up? 1 second. That's cool. There's a bunch of you guys here in the morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay, just hang tight for 1 second. Can you guys all hear me? Okay, cool. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab my dumbbells and I will be right back. All right. Okay, guys. Good morning. Thank you for joining. We are going to go ahead and get started with a warm-up. And today it's going to be about a 3-4 minute warm-up. Then we're going to have a longer 20-minute block. It's going to have some upper body, some core, and then we're going to do a cool down and we'll be good to go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start out. I'm going to kind of angle this down so you can see down on the mat with some T-spine rotation and a little bit of movement through the trunk of your body. So go ahead and come down onto all fours, knees on the ground, and you're just going to rotate, opening up through your shoulder. Then spine, we'll do 5 on one side, or 6, or 4. Okay, get a few more. Get one more, and then we're going to switch to the other side. Okay, go to the other side. Get one more on this side. And then I'm going to turn to the side. Have you guys done cat camel before? It's where you inhale, round your back, exhale, flex a little bit through the low back. Good warm up to your spine. When I was in physical therapy for my lower back, this was something that they had me do quite a bit to help out, alleviating pressure through the spine. Let's get one more. Okay, now you're gonna go back to, you're still gonna be on all fours. We're just gonna rotate through the hips. So it's called fire hydrant. So think of like when a dog on a fire hydrant, you lift your leg up, kick it back, and then swing your knee back in and through. We're gonna do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. So it's kind of like kneeling hip rotation externally. Let's get about 5 more. Okay, switch to the other side. All right. Okay, now we're gonna go into a runner's lunge. So bring one foot forward. You're gonna have the other foot backward. Just bring your arms. You can interlace your fingers. You can just hold them to your side and lean over into whatever leg is up front. And get a little active movement through it. You're coming back to center and then you're leaning. Okay, switch to the other side. Okay, now we're gonna go into a plank position like you're doing a push-up. and you're gonna reach. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see it better. You're just gonna reach, alternating to your ankles or to your knees. Going to the ankles isn't a good option for today. You're gonna do about 5 on each side. Good, warm up through your hamstrings and through your shoulders. Let's get a few more. Then I think we're gonna be ready to jump into this. Okay. Kind of loosen up for a sec. I'm gonna go over what you guys are gonna do for block number 1. Good? You will need, you're gonna kind of need something you can hold on to. I mean, you might have to get creative. It can be a dumbbell weight, it could be water bottles, it could be something. But you're gonna be doing single arm low rows, bicep curls, and then a pullover. And I'll kind of go through them. For me, because me and my wife are kind of sharing dumbbells right now. And she's inside working out. She's actually using the heavier one. So guess what? I get to use the 5s today for me. And you know what? It works. We're just getting whatever we can get right now. Okay, so the first one is going to be a single arm. And I also have like a resistance band with handles. That's actually what I'm going to use for the single arm hip hinge low row. So you're going to lean over to the side, and then you're going to pull your elbow back into the side. Okay, and if this bothers your back at all, you can always, let me tilt this a little bit. You can always lean this way onto your leg if the hinging forward doesn't feel good. So we're gonna be doing that for 15 reps. That's a lot, 15 on both sides. So it'll be 30 total. And then we're gonna go into 15 bicep curls. And again, I'm gonna be using my bands, but you can use weights, you can use kind of whatever resistance works best for you, but 15 curls. And then here's where you're gonna wanna have something to hold on to. And let me show you down here on the floor. You're gonna hold one dumbbell, lift your hips into a bridge, and then bring the dumbbell or the bottle or the weight or something that has weight to it behind your head, and then pull it over, finishing above your chest. Okay, those 3, let's recap real quick. Hip hinge low row, 15 each side, so 30 total. Bicep curls, 15. And then the pullover in the bridge, 15. We're gonna do that 3 times. Okay, after that, we're gonna move on to a round of core for 3 rounds. Okay, and here's what they look like. I'm gonna be down here on the mat. You're gonna do power sit-ups 15 times, so swinging through your upper body, pulling your knees in towards your chest, and then a toe reach, and you can grab a weight if you would like, reach up towards your toes 15 times, and then you'll finish with a straight leg hip raise. And you can bend your knees a little bit as an option if you need to. And we're gonna rock through that for 3 rounds. So we're gonna start out with the upper body part for 3 rounds. So go ahead and grab your weight, whatever it is you're gonna use. We'll start out with the hip hinge, low row. And if you guys get ahead of me or behind me, it doesn't really matter. You kind of go at your own pace and see what works for you. We're gonna start out with a hip hinge, low row, 15 on one side and then 15 on the other. Let's go ahead and get started. Remember, we're going for 20 minutes. This is a long block. We got plenty of time. So for me, that's 10 so far. I got 5 more. Okay. Then I'll switch to my other side. And remember, make this work for you, however it's going to be best with the weight. If you need to hold something, I've used like a jug of water or a bucket of food storage. So 5 more for me. Okay, the next up, we got 15 bicep curls. So I'm gonna be using my bands. You can use weight, whatever you need. You can do them single arm, you can do whatever works best for you. You gotta kind of work with what you got. And I don't know about you guys, but this morning was tough for me to wake up. So I'm glad all of you guys are here. Got 6 more. After this, remember, it's the bridge with the pullover. 15 times. And if we finish the 3 rounds, 2 more. With the 3 rounds of the core, we'll do it all together as one block. Okay, I'm not going to adjust the stream, but you're going to be down here, bridge position, and let the weights come behind your head as you hold the bridge 15 times. That's 8. All right. And now that we got the rhythm, we can probably move through this a little bit quicker. So you got 2 more rounds or whatever you're on. The hip hinge, low row, the bicep curl, and then the pullover. So we'll kind of flow through this, and I'll make sure I got your time dialed in so we don't go long. Got a few more. It's been interesting getting used to using resistance bands, using kind of whatever's around the house. Okay, now the bicep curls. But man, I'm looking forward to getting back into the studio whenever that day comes. And something to watch, guys. Here, I'm going to turn to the side so you can make sure you see it. Make sure that you're keeping your elbows right above your hips, right by your sides. You don't want too much swing forward on this one. Couple more. Now the bridge with the pullover, and then we'll move on to our 3rd round, then we'll hit the core. Five more. Okay, at least for me, you might be ahead of me. We got 1 more round, then we're going to move on to the power setups, toe reach, and the hip raise. So here we go on the single arm, low row. Five more. Okay, I got 15 on the other side. And I know, guys, this maybe isn't comparative to when we got heavier dumbbells and we got some bigger resistance we can work with in the studio, but you know what? This is doing the best with what you got right now, and it's going to make a big difference when we come back in the studio, that you won't be back on your fitness. You'll be able to almost pick up right where you left off because you've been able to stay active. Couple more. Okay, on the bicep curls. And hopefully, guys, you can take time each day to appreciate that you're still healthy and able to get up and do this. There are a lot of people that can't. Four more. Okay, now the bridge, and we're gonna move on to the core. That's 10, we got 5 more. One more. Okay, let's review real quick, and I'm gonna angle this down so I'll be down on the floor. And depending where you're at, I mean, if you need to keep moving on those, that's all good. And we have, let's see, we have just over 10 minutes. We've been going for about half the time. Okay, power sit-ups, that's momentum from your upper body to get yourself up. You can always do a crunch too if you want. Then you've got weighted toe reaches, so hold your weight or your dumbbell, reach your toes, and leave your legs up, and you're gonna raise your hips. We're doing 15 of each, 3 rounds, and then we're gonna start over and just go top to bottom on the low row, bicep curl, bridge, sit up, everything together. Okay, and we got about 10 minutes. I think we're gonna get through it. Go ahead and take it to the floor. 15 of the power sit-ups. Man, 15 is a lot. That's 9 for me. Oh, there's my 15. Okay, remember on this one, if you have your weights, you're gonna bring your legs up and you're gonna reach up towards your toes. Three more. And then set the weights down. I'd like to put my hands underneath my hips on this one so it feels better on my back. You can put them to your side if you want. You're just gonna lift your hips up, pushing your heels towards the ceiling. One more. Oh man, that's a lot harder than it looks. I need to get a drink really quick. Okay, we got 2 more rounds. Remember, you can slow it down. You can pick it up wherever you feel like you need. We're gonna go into 15 of the power sit-ups. Oh man, it's gonna be a long 2 rounds. Six more. Three more. Okay. Let me take a quick breather. We're going to go into the toe reaches. The goal on this, guys, watch your shoulders that they're not pulling forward too much. It's more of pull your shoulders back and lift your shoulders off the floor. So even if it's not very much, just get your shoulders a little bit off the floor. Here we go. Put your legs up. Flex your feet. Your toes are coming towards you. Bend your knees if you need to. I got 3 more. Okay, now the fun one, we're gonna lift our hips up. Remember on this one, good option, put a soft bend in your knees, especially if your hamstrings are a little tight, and just lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Oh, I got 5 more. Okay, we got kind of one more round through. Then we're gonna start back at the top. Let me see what time we got left. Okay, guys, we got just about 4 minutes. Man, that core round, holy cow. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna be going into the power sit-ups. 15. That's 10 for me. You guys are probably way ahead. Three more. Are you guys feeling that? My goodness. Okay, we're in that weighted toe reach. Or no weight, whatever you want. Two more. Okay, we got the straight, got the hip raise. You can bend your knees. I know I'm gonna be bending my knees. And then we're gonna go back to the beginning. Let's go. Five more. Okay. You might be feeling like, it's about time we're moving on. Okay. Let me see what time we got left. Okay. We got about 2 minutes. I think we can get through that upper body part. We're gonna start with the single arm, hip hinge, low row, or finish out the core stuff, whatever you're on. No rush. Just gonna start back from the top. Low row, 15 on each side, bicep curl, 15, and then a pull over for 15. Remember, you wanna feel this right on your lats. So keep your elbow hugged in close. Feel the flexion right along your side. You might even slow it down a little bit this round. Focus on the activation of the muscle. Oh, looking good. Switch to the other side. Should feel to your core that we just blew up should be tightening up. And remember, pull your shoulders back a little bit. You don't want your back to round. So you keep good posture even when you're hinging forward, so you're not letting it go. And then pull back nice and tight. Even if you have to stand up a tiny bit taller, but your elbow's still going back. Fifteen's a lot. We've got about a minute to go, guys. Okay, bicep curls. This is probably what I'm going to be finishing on. But you can kind of go at your own pace. If you finish your 15 bicep curls, you can go into that hip bridge with the pullover. Oh, I love that you guys are doing this workout together. That's awesome. My wife doesn't want to be on the camera, so she's probably why she's inside doing her workout. Remember, if you got a little time, I still got a few more reps. You want to do that bridge or the pullover, because I'm going to be finished when I finish the bicep curls. Go ahead and get a few reps in. I got 3 more. I'm going to do an extra one just for fun. Yeah, I might get after it. All right. Okay. Get a quick drink. Okay. You guys did awesome. Okay. So let me go through. Hang on. We're going to stretch this here for a little bit. And remember, I kind of gave a couple recommendations the other day. You kind of got to find what works best for you. Let's go ahead and start out just with your right leg out, your left leg up and over top. Whatever's going to work best for you guys. So something that I know and appreciate is that these workouts, I mean, they're anywhere from 15 minutes sometimes to 30 minutes long, counting the warm up and the stretch. So this is kind of like if you think of an Orange Theory class, this is like the weight floor portion of it. You get a good chunk of time, but it's not like a complete hour or anything. So if you have the ability, switch sides, to go out and get some cardio in, whether that's in your home, you have a treadmill, a stair stepper, a rower, you have something that you can bike that you can get some cardio in. I would do that for about 20 minutes or more in conjunction with this. If you can get outside, hike, walk around the neighborhood, jog, that's really gonna help and benefit to pair the two, get the cardio in, get the exercise and the movement, even though we're not doing like heavy resistance or anything. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and turn over onto your stomach. We're gonna go into Cobra. We've worked a lot for your core on those 3 rounds. So you're just gonna bring your hands underneath your shoulders, keep your feet on the floor, or point your toes back, and then just press up through your hands and look up towards the ceiling. You can always go to your forearms too, guys, if it's a better option for you. This too is really good. If you've got lower back issues, you just go to where you're comfortable, and it helps push back on the lower back in a good way, as long as you're not going to the point of pain. Just look straight up. It'll lengthen out through the front of your body. Remember, you can use your forearms on the ground as a good option if you need to. Okay, now bring your knees forward a little bit. Separate your knees. Bring your toes together. We're going to go into child's pose, just reaching out in front of you. Push down through your palms. Try not to let your elbows hit the floor, so we're going to stretch out through your laps. You should feel the stretch just right below your shoulders and armpits. And then from here, just keep your foot positioning. Just reach out to the side and sink into your right shoulder or your left, whichever direction you went. And we're going to go over to the other side. Sink into the other shoulder. Getting a little rotation, trying to push your hips back towards your heels. Okay, then go ahead and just take a seat. We're going to reach out towards your toes for a seated toe reach. Bend your knees a little bit as an option if you need to. your guys' homes look a lot cleaner than our garage looks. My goodness. We I'll angle this over as you're reaching for your toes. Do you see that vehicle and the little John Deere tractor? That's how we've been trying to burn out our kids outside, so we don't have to we take them out on their scooters and they burn out halfway through and we end up having to carry them. So we've resurrected these from the garage. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. And so they're going to tackle that bigger one later today, the 2-seater, and see if our 5-year-old can drive our 2.5-year-old around the neighborhood a little bit, because they kind of fight over the tractor because that's a single seat. And we'll see how it goes. And remember today, if you guys want, go ahead and just cross your feet. Stick your right arm across your body. Me and Sierra, she's the head coach up at the Cottonwood Heights studio. We're going to be doing it on Instagram. It's at OTF Sojo. Again, that's at OTF Sojo on Instagram. We're going to be doing a live stream at 9 a.m. That's just like a switch sides, a Q&A to get to know us, ask us questions about Orange Theory, about kind of whatever. It's just kind of like an open forum for about 15 or 30 minutes. So you can tune in if you want, throw out some questions. We did it before earlier in the week. It was kind of fun. Or earlier last week. So feel free and tune in if you want, 9 a.m. Okay, take your hands behind your back, press down through your palms and just pull your shoulder blades together. But thanks for joining us this early in the morning. I mean, there's about 10 of you on here. That's pretty cool. That you guys are still, I know for me, it helps to wake up and have the routine of just getting up regularly. And it's a lot better than 3 a.m. when I used to get up. Go ahead and interlace your fingers. We're going to finish here. Lean over to the left. This is kind of sleeping in for me. But it helps because we have little kids in the house. And so they're usually up by about between 7 and 8. So it allows me to get the workout in, get all that stuff in, switch to the other side. And remember, we have the Catch Us If You Can challenge. It's going to be going on for the month of April. And depending on when we reopen, we'll keep you guys posted. If we do happen to open up, we'll continue the challenge kind of through the end of April. We just wanted to set it because usually April is marathon month for Orange Theory, where we track mileage. So we thought this would be a fun way. We're going to keep track of our mileage. We're going to post it on the OTF Live Workouts website. We'll have a little chart of where me, Nicole, Tennille, and Sierra are all out with our distance. And if you're able to beat our distance by the end of the month, every mile you go over our mileage, we'll do 1 burpee for. And then, but if not, you can just kind of keep track. See if you can get a half marathon, that's 13.1, a full marathon, that's 26.2, or an ultra, which would be 30 and above. So after this, I'm going to go outside, even though it's cold. I'm going to go try to get a little jog in, get a little jump start on my mileage for the month. And yeah, so be sure to post about it on the Facebook page, kind of where you're at with your mileage. We love to support you guys. And does anyone have any questions or anything? You can take yourself off mute or anything. Are you guys all good? Okay, go get some cardio in if you can. If not, it's okay. You guys got about 25 minutes of exercise in, and we will catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.